rolling.
Hey, Jämtland! It's Bennett again, back here in the harbor. Excited to show you what our traditional dories look like around here. It's a small boat, small rowboat. We just call it a dory. They can be kind of tippy. In fact, the name of this one is Tipsy. But that's what we were just out rowing and singing in. It's really quite fun. And this is another example of a dory. Really old school, classic dory with these wooden floats here to keep it from rubbing on the dock. It's a really great setup, and these typically would have been used for fishing. You know, you go out onto the offshore waters or even inshore nearby and hang a line over and pull it up like this, or hang a net over and pull it on. They would fill these boats with fish back in the day. And there's even some old footage of people singing while they're pulling up fish. We've got a real old tradition of singing and like hauling the nets for a certain kind of fish called the menhaden. It's a very oily fish. So come along with me. There was even also rowing and singing traditions in different places all around the world. Particularly in America, it was an African-American tradition down south. Kind of interesting. This is a modern day fishing boat. We call it a lobster boat. We catch lobsters in these traps. I'll show you one down the way. But this is kind of interesting. This is a modern day winch to pull up the traps and the sea creatures. So it's all electrified, and we're not singing while running the winch these days. But that's what it looks like. I'll show you an old school winch in a second. This is a boat that would set very large nets. That in the old days they used to sing and set the nets by hand out of dories. Well, now they have this huge architecture and steel, all kinds of steel and other electric winches to bring in huge nets that they catch the bait fish to then go ahead and catch lobster. If you look down here, you can see a lobster trap on this boat. I like this color. It's a nice, bright, cheerful color. That's a lobster trap, and those are down at the end of long ropes. And those buoys, you can see there's an orange buoy up top. Those are up on the top of the ocean, and then down, you know, dozens of feet, maybe even hundreds of feet sometimes, you might find these lobster traps. Now over here I wanted to show you this is one of the schooners that I was talking about in my last video, that I grew up sailing a boat much like this called the Summertime. Very similar design. This design is local to our bay here, Penobscot Bay in Maine. It's called a Pinky Schooner. Really beautiful thing. And if you come right up in here, you can see the way that, well, this is called a windlass, and we used to bring up the anchor. It's used to bring up the anchor and maybe use it for other work as well, but mostly for the anchor on a boat like this. And you can really see, basically, to get that thing turning, there are these two long bars that fit in, and they go back and forth like this. And that's a great opportunity to sing while you're doing that work. You also could use the same sort of mechanism to pump water out of the boat, and another great opportunity to sing. I love these boats. I think they're really beautiful. We've got such a wonderful collection of them here, and now and again we get to sing while we're putting up the sails right here. Now the sails aren't on right now because it's winter time and everybody's sort of at home by the fire. But they connect to these wooden mast hoops, and we haul on some of these lines to pull up the sail, and that's another great opportunity to sing. So just a little bit about Camden Harbor from the docks this time. But now we're going to play a little clip of me and my friend Mia Bertelli singing Huckleberry Hunting, which is the song that you're learning this week. We modified it a little bit to suit the rhythm of rowing. The way I've taught it to you is slightly different rhythm maybe better for if you're hauling on the ropes up on deck on board one of these ships. So that's just a fun subtlety of work songs, is that you really kind of shift the song around to suit the work itself. It's really all about serving the work, and that's a little different from performance music. So everything has to be a little more flexible, more flexibility with the words and more flexibility with the rhythm of the song itself. So I hope you enjoy, and looking forward to singing with you on Wednesday. Bye.